Good morning. Today I asked Miguel to recite the shloka.
So, two quotes from Shankara. One from Mahabharata that Shankara loved, he quotes it very much. So, Tyaja dharmam adharmam cha. Renounce dharma, abandon dharma and adharma. What is right and what is not right. Yena tyajasi tat tyajya. The one by whom it is renounced, renounce it. Ubhe satyan rate tyaktva. Having abandoned both the truth and the untruth. Yena tyajasi tat tyajya. The one by whom it is renounced, renounce it. And then another one, I also like it very much. Brahmavit tvam tatha muktva. Having been released also from the status, the pride of being the knower of Brahman. Sa atmajnaha nacha itaraha. That person is the wise, the real knower of Atma, not anyone else.
So whatever we say from here, I must say that coming from the scriptures or coming from an unknown voice, trying to say something about what cannot be described. Let it be years, thousands years ago or 100 years ago, or just now, it's to say exactly the same. It doesn't get old. It's not a teaching in time. It's always exactly the same direction. Not to keep the doer, not to keep the experiencer, or to know that the doer or the experiencer can be put into question. For what? To keep quiet. Whatever happens. Now what I just said, I see. Whatever you say will create a concept. So whatever happens, you keep quiet. It resembles very much like the image of the yogis. There is all collapsing everywhere, but he keeps quiet in himself as an image, no? It's not that. You can be experiencing as a person. You can be taken by events. but with some mysterious, blessed moment, suddenly you are reminded that this is the way of the mind. It is the way of this manifestation, the creation of that itself that you are, which is unknown, which is there. So don't create that concept that maybe you will have always this experience of keeping quiet. This keeping quiet is a way to say, when you are not busy with your mind, what's left is whatever is left. You don't know what it is because you keep so quiet. There is nobody there to know what it is. But it's yourself. It's what is indicated by that. Just when you are not busy with the mind. And the knower of keeping quiet, it's already too much movement. You have to keep quieter than that. If there is something which makes you believe that you don't know this or you have not realized this, you can ask. It's a proper space and time for it. Or if any question doesn't come, because satsang can provoke that also, you can ask what you would like to hear, what makes you attracted to certain text, and ask or tell them, I mean, don't sleep. You can sleep after satsang if you like. And keeping quiet is not to sleep, is not to be in the waking state, and it is not to dream. So at least don't sleep, because otherwise if you sleep deeply you will not hear me, and there is no satsang also, which is all right. But we are in satsang now, you came. Otherwise, you know, I will start to be furious. It's my affair, but then you will have the consequence of it. And you like me to be furious, but this time it's not as you like. I will just go. Okay? Okay. I will tell you how I could live with my master, just to finish off this chapter. You know, from himself, he didn't speak much. So we were walking, we were having a simple life. So in the morning often, or at some point, he liked to read what a wise man was saying. And then he made me enjoy also with his comments. And when he closed the book, that was it. But I knew that he would love that I speak again about that, you see, to inspire him. Because he was quiet, he didn't speak, it was perfect. But it's also perfect to be inspired to speak of that, about that. So if I didn't have my own question, at least I was bringing him some theme, some subject, some sentence, something. Because you see the silence that you have here, I also enjoy it, no doubt. But this you can have anywhere you are. Maybe it's easier here, maybe. But you can have anywhere you like. The inspiration which is expressed, that's more rare. So, as you like. Yeah.
I would like you to speak.
Tell me about what?
Hello everyone. Can you hear me? Yes?
We hear.
Not that you didn't answer already all of this, but I will ask anyway. When we look at when we imagine the universe, it's big, it's enormous, it's vast, it's something that our mind cannot really grasp. And then we see the stars, millions, billions of it.
Yeah.
Again, our mind cannot really grasp it. We look at the sun and the moon and the planets. We look at our planet Earth, beautiful. All the waters. How many percent of water we have in the Earth? 70? I don't know. All of it arranged in a amazing order, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something that
Depends on the yoga, you know.
So, and then we look at the animals and the plants, at all the diversity that we have around us. Beautiful. We look at ourselves as a person, as this body, as this mind. There is an order as well. When we see the body alone, you know, it's amazing, intelligent engineering work, right?
Yeah, sure.
So there is an order, there is a lay that governs all of that, and
there is what?
that governs all of that.
Mm-hmm.
That
A law.
a law.
Ah, okay.
A law that governs all of that, an order, whatever name we could use for that order. So, in the moments of silence, when the mind gets through all of this, there is a sense of acceptance, because it's so intelligent. So, I accept it, you know.
Why? What an arrogance!
Exactly.
Why you accept?
Because
It's not yours. What is this acceptance? I don't
So,
understand.
the
It is not yours to accept or reject.
And my question also would be...
No, but you don't listen to me.
Okay.
You want to keep this word acceptance. It looks nice. But I tell you, you don't need this attitude, because it is not up to you to accept or reject. It is up to you to disappear, and then have you to accept or reject? Tell me now. No, tell me now.
There is someone who is accepting also, right?
That's what I say. I am touching that. It's pride. So just question, who is this one who is accepting? Why is it important to question that now? Tell me.
because of the desire that the one that accepts shouldn't be there?
No, because if you are busy with acceptance, it maintains I, personal I. It is as simple. If you give anything to I as a person, it is fed. It's the base of everything. That's why then acceptance is an attitude much, let's say, more vast than to reject, for example, or it fits better the well-being. But is it about the well-being of someone, or is it about knowing, and you will never know, so I don't know the word, they say realizing, but you have not to realize because it's always there. It is about keeping quiet. Yeah. But don't accept that so easily. Make it go. I tell you an enormous thing. I tell you, maybe you are not aware of it, or you are aware in a certain way. Did you understand that if you accept, which is a beautiful attitude in this world, but it maintains you and the world. And at some point, I tell you, you will reject because you cannot accept. Then you will be fucked. Yes. Yes, your accomplishment will be zero, suddenly. Otherwise, okay, accept that. Doesn't matter. It's all fine. But we are in satsang, so I am not giving space, trying at least, to well-being also, even though it's totally human. And it's better to be better in life than to suffer all the time. But satsang is not for that. Satsang is to see what's going on. So I am describing the manifestation. And what's the manifestation is that itself is what you are expressing itself. So that non-separation is possible only if there is nobody. And when there is nobody, can you speak of acceptance or not? I don't think so. Hi.
I have a question. The topic is about hesitation, and in moments where I feel I'm more in my naturalness and things are flowing and I'm not really thinking about things, and it's more this empty well-being.
Empty what?
Well-being, where I'm not really thinking about my actions and just flowing what's coming out, right?
No, not right. But I listen. Continue.
There are moments, but that's happening, and it's just not, because usually my mind is controlling things, right? There comes a moment of hesitation when fear, right? I feel like I would like to do that, or there's a naturalness to do something, but something blocks, right? Or is it some fear or something?
You understand.
So
And what do you want to ask me? How not to have fear anymore and to go in the flow, right?
Yes.
You know, if there is a flow, there must be a bed of the flow, no? Is a flow possible if there is no bed of the river? I just ask.
No.
As for some reason I'm more busy with the bed than the flow. So I don't care so much. I do care, of course, as someone, but I mean, I don't care so much because it's not in your hand if the flow has a lot of rocks and looks like stopping, but still it finds its way and so on. That's life, and personal life is full of things that we carry. We carry a past, no? This body is a past, that's why there is an age. What's your age?
25.
25 years of impression, which are stored not only in the body, but in the mind. Mm? That becomes a bit heavy. The flow is like, it's not like before. It's I have to push it a bit or to do it, yeah. So what about you forget for a moment that you are a body and a mind? So you forget that you have a past. What about that?
And then suddenly the bubbles come, you know?
But you didn't give time to that. You suddenly went very fast on a bubble. I just asked, it doesn't take time, but still you have to dedicate just a moment not to grasp your mind. Because the flow is the mind, is the manifestation, the universe, the personal life, it's everything. That's the flow. You agree?
Yes.
Okay. So that flow is not in my hand to tell you any perfect solution to have a perfect flow. But what I see is that if you give a moment, I say a moment, they even say a blink of an eye, but you have to dedicate a blink of an eye, not to grasp anything you know, the past, the body, the mind. Don't grasp. Will you say the same thing? Just from here.
I cannot tell you now.
And why you cannot tell?
I haven't experienced that moment.
But still, okay, but you could experience just now? I thought you were I was helping you to have that moment.
Yes.
Next. What did you say?
I said you could help me experience a glimpse of that.
But I can help you up to a certain point, bringing you up to your source, let's say. But to do the let go, that's up to you. I cannot do that for you. If you allow me to root out the so-called roots which you find troublesome for now, it's because you allow it, isn't it? And why not? Why don't you allow it? Not to touch. Don't touch means for a moment. Don't jump. Don't go into movement. And if it happens, just don't go there. Just for a moment. And then tell me something afterwards. You see, the mind jumps, isn't it? Monkey mind. But at least you see it now. You see it better, maybe. You see, it's already fantastic to see it. So I point out from where you see it.
A different perspective.
He made a loop. You learn that. I say not to touch anything you know.
It seems like when that is touched somehow, there is a desire, need for movement again. So that comes back.
It will always show up, you know. It's up to you to know what it is. Any movement is the creation, the mind, with all its levels, from gross to very subtle, from narrow to very vast. This is the mind, the creation. So, from where can you describe that or speak about that? From where? From where you are it. So, you don't need to always go along the creation. You are free. It will always show up to your death, this creation. So, it can also have the experience that it disappears when you don't grasp the mind. So the indication is before the experience of appearance or even disappearance. And it's there, it's already there. So you have not to search for it, you have just to finally not to grasp anything. Just a moment. So that shows up obviously.
Thank you.
I like what Miguel said, the lower of Brahman is gone. And that's what since some years, that's what happened. And as I didn't die, this life is lived without references. And a part of me would have liked to go.
But you can't, it's not in your hand, Mukti. So, let it be. It's no more your affair, your life. It will go on as it has to go on. Okay?
First of all, thanks for taking time to answer questions. And second, I would like also to go back with the text that Miguel
Yeah.
said. It looks like an impossible mission, almost like a language loophole to me. If you
A language, you are a bit fast for
a
me.
language loophole.
Yeah.
If you keep renouncing the renouncer, won't you become that renunciation? Won't you become just that? If you keep searching that search,
Ah.
are you not just be that search?
If you keep searching that search, no, because you feed the search, the seeker.
Exactly. That's what.
Yeah.
But if I'm always searching, not to search, I'm feeling that search. Looks like an impossible mission to me, like
It
something I
is.
cannot achieve.
It's absolutely, no. Listen, the mind will be totally helpless and hopeless.
Maybe that's my problem.
Yeah.
I'm trying to grasp it
Because
with the mind.
it's not an attainment in the mind. Now, here is very difficult because then immediately the mind will invent also there is a beyond, or there is, but it's the mind which speaks. So that's what I say. If you can give yourself a moment of not being busy with the mind, whatever it says, because then how long I who had those considerations, or I who speak, how long he can say with other thing? Tell me now. How long?
But how can I perceive it then?
You will not perceive it. It will be obvious by itself. But it will be in split second for the mind.
Okay, so my
You
mind
cannot
will,
grasp it.
So my mind will perceive it without perceiving it. It will be a kind of a feeling.
You can say like that. It's a funny language, yeah.
Yeah.
But I understand this. I understand. Yeah. That's why you see the wise men, they go on speaking in paradoxes.
Exactly, like a loophole.
Yes, and so because the mind gets cuckoo here, it cannot solve because the mind disappears here. You see, so it doesn't know. It knows only duality. Dual. It's
Yes,
comparing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think you could just keep quiet with this insight, and you can forget the insight as well. And here I compromise. If it is too difficult, remember that insight.
Thank you.
Hi, Ganga.
Where are you? Here. Ah, yeah.
Sorry, but I keep falling in love with the paradox.
So, I cannot say anything if you are in love, because love is blind. Are you happy there? Must be. So why should I disturb you?
Ganga? I noticed from the start when you started speaking about keeping quiet, and there's still, it seems to be movement, it seems to be a direction.
Okay.
Like from here, it's like seeing that there's busyness and that busyness takes direction of keeping quiet.
Mm. Yeah, but you don't really keep quiet if you disturb that question and so on. You see, of course, if you express, words will come. And that is the danger. If you stop at the word, it will create a concept, of course. So take it more as a direction. It's like be taken by surprise.
But that's the thing, it's taken as a direction. It seems like there's someone taking a direction when hearing it.
You are complete. You think too much. You think too much. Then it's. So, if it is the case, forget about keeping quiet. Just don't stir up your mind for a moment. And don't ask what's there. Otherwise, you make it again the mind. That's what I say. You see, all what we search after all, it's already there. So you have not to realize that. You just have to realize that that you are busy. How much you are busy with the mind. One spends a life busy with the mind. It's natural, but one is not always happy. So he's searching, and the search is not to realize what's already there, but if you spot that you are all the time in your mind, and that is exhausting in the end, it's suffering in the end, give yourself moments of being freed from the mind. And what's left is just that. Don't question it anymore. Otherwise you again provoke a movement. Introduce that in your life, and then you will see.
I think it's that what you just said, it's the questioning again, or wanting to have another moment of disappearing, and that.
Yeah, but it's
keeps
not
on-
the way. It's not the way, huh? It's not by questioning again. It probably you still want or would like to have a best answer which finishes you once for all. But what is this best answer which will finish you once for all? In the end, it is just not being busy with the mind. That will be the effect. So that can be done by anything. Only people don't understand. They put always a cause to their well-being, because this life is made with cause and effects. Because I am born, effects and cause and effects, you see. So when you are just for no reason, simply at peace or well or happy, without reason, don't attribute a cause to it. It's because you were left alone with no mind. That's all. Because if you give a cause of your, let's say, of this good moment, then you will search to reproduce the cause. You will search good circumstances for it, and so searching. So, no cause, no search.
I'd like another question.
Yeah.
Before, when she said that she's in love with these
Paradoxes.
paradoxes and this duality,
Yeah.
you said you shouldn't disturb it if she's happy with it.
Yeah.
Is that what you were searching, or before you told Jovita that she shouldn't accept it because in a way that's arrogance and then she will reject it.
Mm.
If she accepts that happiness of this being
No,
loved with
one is
paradise,
happy when he doesn't accept. Because then it will make a cause again, it will be a causeful, and then you will search for it.
still I
It makes sense or not?
Still I have the to understand it. Because
Does
for me it looks like if we accept that happiness, then we are kind of accepting it.
But wait. Also, the happiness of one may not satisfy another one. You see, everyone has his demand, and this is absolutely not judgeable. It's just like this. So, it's already an amazing gift to have a moment of happiness in this life, isn't it? Okay. Now, you see, I speak of happiness or peace, it's already too much description, really too much. I mean, a moment which you know very well, oh, suddenly, after all, it was always there, you know, the mind will speak like that, will speak Advaita, suddenly. Okay. The mind, the enlightened mind will speak Advaita. It has always been there. I have not to make effort. It's just there. But you see, if you don't try to maintain words, it just means that you finally don't search anymore. You will not search anymore. And a life without searching ontological question or metaphysical questions is a big relief for those who had those. You see, of course you will always search to be a bit more happy here and there, but this is nothing. This is just natural life of human being. But the question of what's reality, who am I, and all are give such an anxiety to the humans. And I will die, and this and that, you see. When those questions disappear, you are quite happy. I cannot explain.
And then I would also like to go back to a sentence you said, that love is blind.
Love is mine?
Blind.
Ah, blind!
It could also be love is blind. It could also be love is blind, but love is
It was a
blind.
little joke too.
That's fine, that's fine.
It's okay.
Because it looks to me like when you love, and doesn't have to be a person, but when you love, like Pessoa, Portuguese poet, has said,
I know.
you see more.
You see more.
Yeah, he says.
But
I see better
Pessoa
the nature.
is nobody then. He called himself Pessoa, means nobody.
That's right. And he has many qualities. But he has a sentence that a poem where he says, "I see better nature because I'm in love." This.
Yeah, those are part of great experiences of life. Of course. They will come and go. They will come and go. You see those moments where you are not busy with the mind. Of course, it looks like they come and go, but in fact, whenever you like, it's always there. While if you have a happiness with a sunset, for example, you have to wait for the sunset for next. This is always there, whenever you like.
Did you read my mind? I was going to ask you just that if love is not always there,
Yeah.
if it's not just something that is always there, and sometimes we have
But
the
that's why you
peacefulness and the
search.
happiness of experiencing it.
Yeah. Some people experience the longing, the suffering of longing, you know.
Portuguese.
And Indians too.
For
They have a lot of mystics.
for some reason you end up here. How many?
Yeah. Can I have a chai, Hamsa? Nice, thank you. You know, it's not like if you don't die, this life continues. That you are, let's say, freed from the tyranny of the mind or not. It continues, okay? Oh, I wanted to say something interesting. Wait, it left. Yeah. Well, it's not so interesting, but... So, it's not that you have to renounce great experiences and whatnot. It will come to you. Experiences come to you. And more you, let's say, you have a vaster mind, you will have more vaster experiences and so on. But it's a question of qualities or levels of consciousness. You know, I call consciousness in this way the mind which contains everything, the creation. I always forget what I wanted to say. Yeah, I forgot, but thank you. It is to say that if you know what's the mind, if you know what you live, even if it is, let's say, difficult and dramatic, but if you know what you live, you're lucky. You are lucky. Because whatever you know, whatever you see, belongs to this creation, to your own body and mind. But I is free. It doesn't remove necessarily sufferings and all that. That is, you see, the utopias of the spirituality, because it like promise you will live in heaven. Your life will be simply heavenly. It's not true. Life is samsara, is duality. So it will go on this way. But it's not in your hand then. What is amazing, I don't know if there is any context, but what's amazing is to see that whatever will be expressed will never be the truth. And those who pretend to tell the truth are liars or ignorant people. You see, what you can do, it looks, is to indicate not always objects, concepts, to indicate that there is also another way to be. This is to becoming. You can be also. And that is when you don't grasp concepts or experiences or even the experiencer. So there are indications, it's not the truth. In this world you will never hear the truth. You just can be. And in the mind some will speak be, not to be, whatever, but be is the mind. It's just to show that the mind will never be able to say the truth. Now, some indications are more troublesome than others. And I find to go back from where they arose is less troublesome. It's even a blessing. That's all I can say. That's all I say.
Yet we come here to listen to you.
Because maybe one is attracted to finally, or not finally, to be sometimes freed from objects. If you come to satsang, generally, it's because you feel too crowded, you suffer. There's something which makes you suffer. And generally it's that one carries the past, a big luggage, and more you are aged, more it's heavy, because you think it's the way to live. It's the way to live, to suffer a lot. If you want to have a relief, a real relief, which is your birthright, you are not obliged to carry any luggage. Let it be in the form of concepts, experiences, knowledge, feeling, sensing. You don't need. It will come, it will appear anyway. Anyway, it will again appear till your last breath. But you have the right to give you moments of freedom. That's what I cannot say more.
I think it's clear.
You see, it's very interesting. There is this beautiful bird or cricket. It gives a sound which is peaceful. So one rely on that to be peaceful. But you see, one day I said to my master, "Oh, what a beautiful sunset." He said, "Too much description." So it's good, because after you can allow yourself to hear the cricket and it's all fine. But if you base your happiness on the cricket song, you are fucked again. This is what I try to say. Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Hi.
Is there a power to decide to renounce? And what is it?
I cannot answer. And at the same time do it.
So yesterday I had a very vivid discussion with someone about acceptance, and then this sentence was said, but life is the only thing there is after all. And then I saw this paradox about that, and I want to ask you, because in the same time as life is what seems to be all we have, it is also exactly what we'll never have. It comes and it goes. So
Mm. You see, if you are still busy with those questions, you have to enter into some very good philosophies. I think the relief is not to have answers to all the questions, is to be able to drop a question. I don't know any other relief.
Ganga?
Yes, just.
I think at the beginning you said, if what you speak is not our experience, to ask. And I can't say that what you speak is my experience.
Okay. But do I speak of an experience? I don't suggest you to be vaster more than the universe or to feel happy or peaceful. I just don't know. But what I know is that if I am busy to get an experience, I will suffer.
Yeah, I think the identity just seems very much alive.
What is
This
alive?
belief in I, or the fascination with I.
Yeah, but you see it.
Mm-hmm.
You see it.
Yeah.
So it's a movie. And a movie is possible without the screen.
No.
So from where you see the movie, keep quiet there. Again, 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 wherever, whenever you are. And then at some moment, what this apparent movement will disappear also.
Yeah, that ability to keep quiet seems very dependent on circumstance.
The ability to keep quiet?
Seems to depend very much on the circumstance.
You think so? My master, you see, he was so funny. He was bringing, you see, Lucknow is already a very busy, not so nice town, except historically, but. And after his nap, generally we were always expecting great satsang, spontaneous satsang. And he loved to walk in the market. And we stopped in a roundabout because we could sit there while the cars, you know, and the cycles and the whatever rickshaws were. He wanted to see that it's not depending on circumstances. Don't think so.
And what about depending on the master?
A master exists when you still search. Otherwise, he will not exist because it's in this manifestation. Satsang is in the manifestation. Yet, in this manifestation, if the guide or a sentence or something, a mala, is a support, keep the support till you don't decide to drop it or not. It's not about to you, it's not up to you. And I tell you, it's paradoxal, but in this manifestation there will always remain a total gratitude to the source of freeing you. But then it's not taken anymore as a problem. Yeah. Mm. They say, don't look at, you needed the finger, but once you have the finger, look at what it indicates. Mm. Which is not there. It's like this. In that way, you say that the master never dies. Buddha was called Buddha not because of his body. Buddha never dies. Old man Chang never dies. Whatever is here without the mind never dies. And even if something dies here and now, one doesn't care because it's the manifestation and he knows. He knows it. I will tell you when I die, but I just imagine. Something more.
The keeping quiet while in this manifestation doesn't necessarily mean mindless, right?
It is. Then how can you keep quiet with your mind?
The thoughts come and go.
Thoughts come and go. Yeah. But what is important, to see that thoughts come and go, or to just be? From where you can see the thoughts come and go.
They just come and go, right?
What is more essential? To be from where you can see thoughts come and go, or to know the thoughts come and go?
The quiet,
Be.
the source.
To be. There is no source in to be anymore. To be. As everybody is. It's available. It's available every moment. We don't need to always be life continues. Some have a life like this, but it's rare, especially in the West. Doesn't matter. Frankly, when you have a moment, a split second, you can say, why not? Let's speak like that. Of just, I call it being, but it's calling it. Just not being with the mind. What's left is what is. So, can you ever say that you can lose it? Can you lose that? Can never lose it. So if your mind say, oh, I lost it, I was identified, don't listen. It doesn't know of what it speaks. You can never lose what's always there, or what is always available. You cannot lose that. It's not yours anyway. Somebody gets, somebody loses. It's because we want as somebody to be enlightened. That's another trouble. If I, as a person, I am enlightened, then I have to be always enlightened in time. Liars, they cannot be. It's not somebody who will be enlightened. You can have moments of enlightened mind, or even have an enlightened mind. It will die with you. It's just not. And an enlightened mind will say, it's just a mind. So. Yeah.
From what you just said, it looks like as humans have actually a low level of life. I was listening to what you're saying and looking at the bush in front of me. That yes, a mindless existence.
Yes, and yet it's sharing the same as we are.
Sure, he never loses. He's always there.
Fantastic. They are all enlightened before us.
That's what I was going. That's what I was going.
That's what I speak of enlightened mind. The human has such a complicated, evolved mind that is asking questions of who am I? They don't ask, isn't it? I guess. I guess. That would be hallucinating. Each leaf asking, who am I? Anyway, I don't know after all, but... So, this evolved mind needs to be enlightened to quieten down. And that's only in the waking state, sometimes in the dream. Oh, I was enlightened in the dream, it was so good. Shit, I woke up. It's gone. So, that's what I say, that dies with you, the enlightened mind. But you need to be, first of all, only the humans, it looks to me, only the humans speak about this subject, and they have an enlightened mind because they are quiet about it now. They know what's the mind. But it's only in the waking state and in the dream state. Ephemeral. But it's needed for us to go this way.
So we all can become plants.
No, we don't need to become anything. And that's why you see, you know Ramana Maharishi? He was a
I know that.
wise man in the south of India. He made some samadhis for one cow, one dog, and one crow because he declared them enlightened, you see. But everything is enlightened. It was a symbol to say, don't think, everything is enlightened in that way. You see, everything shared the same. Not a particular cow. She was the symbol of all the cows, just to show, the way to teach. Now people think Lakshmi only was enlightened because of the grace of Ramana. No! All the cows, even if before Ramana was born, were enlightened. As much as we are, if we don't listen to our mind. But grace to Ramana that he reminded us. Okay. Yes. Yes. Sorry?
That's why they say
I
holy
listen
cow.
to you.
It's my first time here or first time in a Satsang.
Yeah.
But the discussing I heard until now, it's easily somehow a message come across that sounds like mind is a bad thing and we should keep quiet and escape mind. But for me, mind is just a function of the brain and it
Sure.
exists, it's
Yeah.
a being.
It's a good tool.
And for me, I actually suffer a lot when I'm meditating or on my psychedelic trips. When I discovered my thoughts are still there, actually I suffer a lot. So I just feel like, isn't it actually if you could observe the mind, just let it be, keep a distance, then it's good enough?
Then it's what?
Then it's good enough. If you
good
could
enough.
observe what your mind
But
is
it looks
doing.
it's not good enough because you ask a question.
Because I really suffer a lot, and when I discovered my mind is not quiet, and then I just feel like this suffering is not necessary.
Sure, no, that you are right. And it's anyway the birthright of every human not to suffer. Sure. But you see, you have to investigate your own self because if you go into any experience as a belief, that will give me peace or no suffering. Or you go to any utopia, which you don't call utopia, your real ideal, which will happen, and so on and so on. If you go to anywhere the mind creates, there is always a possibility of suffering because it's dual. Pleasure, suffering. That's why in Satsang they say, go back to the source of the mind. Go back from where it arose. And there you may have experiences of peace. You may find that there is a direction which gives you peace. So, from where it rises, who has this mind? You see, if you ask those questions, they bring you in. The mind goes in. It goes more intimate to its source. And from there you experience and see things a bit differently. That's the direction Satsang tried to express. It's only the mind. That's why you see it's good to understand what is the mind. The mind is dual by nature, by is born. So um, yeah, so it creates separateness. Yeah, there is this and there is that. There is good and there is bad. Separate. You see, it can create only separate automatically. And then we suffer because we want only to be well, of course. So.
But I feel it's a little bit like the danger of the spiritual teachings because, like you said, it puts some concept in people's mind.
Yes, it's a concept which removes the jungle of concept we carry. And that concept by itself will disappear. I agree.
Because I don't feel like I'm really like on the spiritual path that much.
Doesn't matter.
I observe from the spiritual community. Like sometimes I feel they go really for this enlightenment, for this kind of concept to look for liberation.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like if you really could enjoy life, like you said, just indulge in the happiness or the peace.
But do enjoy, then who stops you? Do enjoy.
Because you can also enjoy suffering if you just observe it.
Yeah, this is the thing. Good observation. Investigate more and enjoy. Whatever you find, investigate. You can always put it into question. Have that as a tool. Yeah? Yeah, maybe we have to remove this word freedom, liberation, and all that, because you see, before, when it was uttered, it was new. First time you hear, you see. Now it becomes banalized. Like the word love generally is so banalized. So if you speak of in those terms, you can say so many things. So it's just it expresses just that, just naturally be what's already there, and that it's obvious when you don't go in your mind. That's all. You see, that's all. That's all, and that's all.
Because I feel our brain functioning like based on beliefs, like our mind have to grasp something, and I learned it's important to replace a belief with another one. And how it's like if you just believe life is not suffering, life is pure joy and very lucky and
Try, do it, please. Yeah, go for it. And investigate. enjoy life very much. More than before. Not that it's a constant enjoyment. No, not at all. What do I expect from samsara? But still I can enjoy. Sure.
I also think maybe it's a little like danger if people somehow go for some kind of enlightenment. But for example, in the Chinese Zen tradition, they invented this instant enlightenment.
It's not only in the Chan tradition, but yeah, it's instant. It's always instant because it's not the result of a processes. It's just instant because it's here. You have not to attain it. It's just here, but we are busy with our mind. Yeah, they're right. Do you know Wineng? Wineng.
No.
It's a Chinese patriarch. If you want to read, you read this one. It's good. He is long ago gone, but his words are very alive. Wineng, H-E-I-N-E-N-G.
Sorry for the many questions before I came here. Actually, somebody told me, like, your teaching is like to accept the, not to accept, just like the word is perfect, we are perfect, there's nothing we need to do. But for me, there's an urge to change the word and work on myself.
I will not argue. I mean, I believe there are people who want to work on themselves and make a world better. I believe, no? I am not one of those, but if you are one of those, I am very happy.
But if you're a guru and do satsang, you're also kind of change the word by share your wisdom, or?
Well, they are great words, you say, so I don't know if it applies to me. But I can say that, but it's very personal. So you are not obliged to swallow that. For me, I have seen enough of the world. And so I was not satisfied enough with all the pleasures I got also. And so I was wondering if there was something different. That's all. And that something different, I suddenly saw all the manifested beings are sharing the same as it looks. And it's always here. I cannot say more than that. So, of course, there is a relief for those who have the same search, you know. There is at least some places who understand their quest. But everything else is as good if you are happy and believe in that. The extraordinary thing is what I try to speak about doesn't care if you take care of it or not. So it's really very personal if one wants to take care of this. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
One time you said to me on the beach, don't fall into despair.
Yeah.
And I see that in Satsang sometimes something is so striking that I fall into this gratitude, but it's still a bit too dramatic. I see that it is also something to fall into.
Gratitude, you know, don't touch gratitude.
That's what I want to say.
Don't touch it. Gratitude is a wonder. Otherwise, you fall into cynicism. Keep gratitude. It's paradoxal. In India, it is highly appreciated, the dramatical gratitude. You see people falling into the feet of the guide and weeping and sobbing, and then the master is very happy, I bless you. Only in the West it looks very strange. So don't care if it looks dramatic.
No, I don't care about what it looks like, but I see in myself that I'm falling also onto a shape. So it's another difference if I fall into despair of
no.
gratitude.
Then, okay, if it is like that, then just be. Gratitude is a dress. It's not up to you to choose, I don't have gratitude or I have gratitude. Just be naked, completely pristine. That is the gratitude to the master, to be what he says. That's the real gratitude, isn't it? Mm.
I want to ask what you mean by master, because isn't life the biggest master and we are our biggest master?
Wherever we learn something, it is a master. But you can call it differently, my friend, my love. Who cares?
But isn't it like the real wisdom of yours is like you gain from direct experience?
I don't understand. What?
I feel like if you listen to some master or anybody tell you some wisdom, it's still their wisdom. You can only gain it by direct experiencing.
Yeah, sure. Nobody can transmit that. There is a limit in showing it, you see. Sure. Otherwise, everybody would be enlightened. This is the wish. The wish, no? Everybody is enlightened. That is himself. But the wish is that the mind gets quiet about it.
So we actually should rely on ourselves more instead of search like outside for any answers.
Ah, that's getting good. But you know, you never know which kind of answer you get from inside. Ah, that becomes complicated. Huh? I cannot rely on the outside answers, and I cannot rely on the inside answers. Then what to do? Then it's then that you start to search for a master.
had enough, your mind always can give you the true answer for you yourself, because nobody
Very good.
knows it better than yourself.
Very good. I told you. Very good. Don't doubt them. Don't doubt. Okay? You may be one of those independent ones, strong. Why not? Go for it. So, see you. Thank you very much.